So, boss, shall we kick off?
Absolutely.
Good morning, kids.
Welcome to the Rated PG podcast, hosted by Peter Grundberg.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, I've got two guests on the slot. They're small guests, and they're potentially the smallest guests that we have had so far, or may even have. We'll see. That'll be up to our master producer and director and master of all things tech, Ray. So, we have one small guest called Annabelle, and one slightly bigger guest called Anders. Say good morning, you two.
Good morning.
Now, I was struggling. There's two things we have to think about now. We have to confess to Ray. Well, there's a couple of things, actually, not just two. I think it's three. Firstly, we have to disclose, who are you?
Okay.
Who are you? Annabelle, tell me about you. Who are
I
you?
am Daddy's daughter.
Daddy's daughter. All right, that's clarified that one. And Anders, who are you?
I'm Anders. I play football 3 times a week, and I would like to become a football player when I grow up.
Amazing. Got two fairly different answers, both bang on. Now, the first question before we then launch into some of the confessionals to Ray is, what are we going to call this? Are we having a breakfast podcast? Are we having a brunch cast? A munchcast?
I don't know, maybe...
Munchcast.
Munchcast?
Yeah.
Is that the winner? Okay, cool. Because you are actually allowed to munch. And I've cleared that with our producer, giving him a look, and he's saying, yeah, that's totally fine. He's giving me a nod. So if you guys suddenly feel the urge to munch, you can grab one of these yummy-looking pastries, and maybe that little roll which Ray popped out for you guys. You want to grab one of those?
Yeah.
Okay, is that good brain food?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Well, I learned actually that sugar is not all bad.
Yeah, it's good for your sugar blood.
For your blood sugar, okay. Well, why don't you fire away, Doctor? Tell us about sugar. Is it good? And what do we need it for?
You need it for your sugar blood, but you can't eat it all the time. It's not good for you if you eat it all the time.
I think that's
And
totally
everything
legit.
has sugar in it.
That-
Actually, apple has sugar, banana has sugar, even healthy stuff has sugar in it.
Right on. Okay.
But
Go on.
they have fruit sugar. They have a different type of sugar to the one that humans make. But did you know that the human sugar that humans make is made out of onions?
Made out of onions. Is that real?
Yeah,
Really?
sugars are made of onion.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
It doesn't come from sugar cane, indirectly. I mean, it's different sorts of sugar.
Yeah, the brown sugar is made of
All right, we better fact check that. Producer, I've got a question for you on that one. Okay. But before we start launching into sugar and dietary questions, we've got to clarify one thing. So firstly, I've got a hat on my head. And it's not because I'm particularly cold. Why have I got a hat on my head? What do you reckon?
To be cool.
To be cool?
Like Ray.
To be cool like Ray? Well, that's going to take a bit more work. That is one reason. What's the other reason?
You're groovy.
Oh, come on. Flattery gets you everywhere, and it's being recorded. No, I think we need to confess that actually, for Ray's purposes, that I had a haircut yesterday. And it wasn't the most successful exercise, it has to be said. Full disclosure, I didn't pay for the haircut. I do actually owe you, but the haircut was carried out by my illustrious guests. So if people are listening to this...
And Daddy took a haircut, and he cut his hair so badly. In the morning, he cut it up to here, and the rest was patched.
Well, there you go. And that's why I'm wearing a hat. So maybe I have to try and do a little bit of a fix. But obviously, we did want to be... Well, firstly, we were late to Ray's show. To my show, produced by Ray. And so, we didn't really have enough time to remedy the hair accident. So...
You want to do a reveal?
No, I definitely don't want to reveal. So, I think we'll have to do a bit of a clean-up and fix-up job for the next one. But I don't mind. It's okay. I like the fact that you want to give it a shove. And it's about creativity. Give it a go. Some things work, and some things don't always work as well as they perhaps may be liked, or you may wish to. Are you two creative?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Just tell us a little bit about being creative, and because you're at a school here in Budapest.
Yeah.
And I think they really like to feed your creativity, and the school's called BBIS. It's an English school. So how do they get you to show creativity? How do they get to feed your creative?
Oh, by the
side?
way, I'm in the 4th grade, and our teacher thought that we should show a bit more of what we want to show, and because she thought that we should show a bit more to the class of what we like, what we want them to experience. So we put a little chart onto our classroom door, and each one it said a date. And the first one was the 1st of April. So 2 of my classmates had a show and tell yesterday, and the next one is going to be on the April 8th. Each week on Fridays, there's going to be a new person, and I signed up for the very last one.
The last one?
Yeah, because I didn't know what to choose.
And I'm in year 3, and on the 1st day of April, April Fool's Day, and we didn't know that our teacher was going to do a prank on us, that she made us a maze, and the answer was because there was no opening.
No opening for what?
Yeah, like there's no way out. So
Of the classroom?
Yeah.
Really?
Like on a piece of paper, and it find the way to spring. There was a bee, and I just have to pull it to the flowers.
You've lost me a little bit there, to be honest. I thought. So is this in the classroom, or was this like a virtual joke or virtual prank?
Prank.
It's a prank. When we're talking about pranks, you like pranks, don't you?
Yeah. And we once made a prank on Mummy that we took away her telephone wallet and all the loo paper and wrapped her wallet and telephone in loo paper and threw all the loo papers, even the wrapped up loo papers, and then we threw on her bed and mixed it up.
I thought you were going to say you recycled her phone. That would have been a bit unfortunate, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And we put a box on the light because we thought it would be funny when she's like, we say that the light isn't working. She'll come to help us, but she won't be able to put the light on.
Oh, I see. So that's quite a good prank. That's not too mean. By the way, Monkey, you've got some little crumbs and sugary bits on the top of your lip. That's a sign that you've enjoyed it.
There's another prank, a different version of Annabelle's, which is a little more like embarrassing for other people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
which one? Go on.
when we went skiing in Austria, me and my friend Maximilian, and then Annabelle and Yasmin, we stole all the loo papers from the toilets. We hid them into the lamps, and then when we were in bed, Daddy went to the toilet and he said, "Anders, where's the loo paper?"
Thanks, I'm glad we got that one out public. Thank you very much.
And then I gave it to him, and then he used it, and then I took it back and hid it back into the lamp. Then I went to the toilet, and then I forgot that I hid the loo paper, so I didn't have loo paper.
So the prank backfired on you. We see that's the thing, isn't it? Sometimes I have to say that was good wheeze. It's another nice word for prank, wheeze. That was cool. But we do seem to, as a family, if you like, quite like toilet humour. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
Daddy had an idea that you put plastic over the toilet, and when someone goes on the toilet, they can't wee or poo.
It would splash all over them.
Yeah, that's.
And once Daddy stuck up loads of poos in someone's car handle.
Okay.
And then when the man came to open the car, he stuck his hands in the poo.
Our viewers might be slightly concerned at the focus and the depth of effort that's being given to these particular areas of activity. Of course, I'd like to point out they're doing calculus and learning all about ancient history at the same time. But yes, and also I should point out that the famous dog poo car gate That I was 8, and yes,
you got in trouble.
Yeah, that was not very well received. Understandably so. I don't think that poor man who got a fairly unfortunate surprise, I don't think he was very happy, and rightly so. So I don't think we should, repeat that. But anyway, pranks are good, humour's good. So tell me, you two, let's move on from toilet humour and things like that. But since we are here with Ray, and as you know, Ray's very musical, what's your favourite music, Annabelle?
Mine is kind of the Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger. Excellent. Anders?
I can't really choose. I have quite a few favourite songs, so I might understand the question in a different way. I'm saying I like on different type, maybe on piano, I like guitar, I like drums. Mm-hmm. If I answer in a different way.
So if you could choose, if you could be an absolute master at any particular instrument, which would you choose?
Guitar.
Mm-hmm. Cool. What about you, Annabelle?
I would choose a electric piano or a guitar. We already have a piano at home, so I would choose electric guitar.
Fair dues.
And we got a radio too.
We do have a radio. Actually, that's true. That leads into... Well, before we jump onto the radio subject, your ukuleles, which remember Ray actually came with us to give us some advice on the ukuleles. They've done well. They're fun, aren't they? But yeah, music is a great core. You know what? I would love one day you two to play a little band, and you can sing a song for me and write a song for me. Is that a deal?
Yeah.
Well, I think.
Yeah?
I remember when me and Amber were practicing, like I'd play the piano and Amber would do the drums, and then after that I'd do the guitar, and we did that at the same time, and then we tried to make a band. It didn't work very well, and we made tickets, and we wanted you to pay and watch, and we made seats.
I think it's called a concert for one. It was a very exclusive concert. I did pay, as I remember. Didn't I pay for my concert ticket?
No.
I don't know.
Oh dear, terribly sorry. Well, then I owe you. What was the price of the ticket?
It was £700.
You what? £700? Yeah. Okay, that's a fairly firm price, but maybe we can negotiate after we've done our thing.
That's too much. Let's do it.
Under pressure now. Come on, come with the price.
£150.
No.
£150. Well, that's better from 700. At least it's coming down. Anders, what's a fair price?
I'd say 700 forints. 750 forints.
Deal. Okay, 750 forints I paid to both of you. I'm sorry I didn't pay my ticket. I thought I did. That's to be corrected. So tell me about...
And you didn't like it at all because Anders was crying in the show.
Yeah.
We did have a little bit of a wobble midway, but that's, I think, divas, if you're really famous or particularly successful, highly talented, a musician or an actor or an artist, sometimes, you can have these emotional outbursts. I think that's totally fine. So that maybe you were having your big artistic moments and trying to, demonstrate to me that that was your thing. All right, well, let's move on. So we've covered toilet humour and music, and
radio.
What? Yeah, tell me about the radio. Actually, that was interesting, wasn't it?
Anders was dancing to the music on the radio. Maybe Daddy would like to present the radio.
Well, we can show that later. But actually, the radio. Do you remember where it came from? Because this leads into sort of a more serious subject.
It came from Tara's friends.
Yeah, and these were people who donated a bunch of radios from England to the Ukraine relief efforts, which we've talked a bit about, haven't we?
And there's one really cool part of the radio that there's a little stick. You open it up, and then you pull it quite far open. Then you have these MW, different radio waves. Yeah. FM.
AM, FM, that's right.
And then you have those, and you swap it. Those are different radio channels. Mm-hmm. And then you also have a little wheel, not that big. What is it called?
Yeah, or dial.
Dial.
Yeah.
You spin, and on the different channel you are, that's the further the wave would be on that big a metal pole.
Well, the antenna, you mean?
Antennae and...
Or antenna, rather. Antenna is plural. Antenna,
and if it catches some kind of radio, it spits it out. You have a volume to make it louder. Mm-hmm. And where the channel comes quite important, you can make the distance of each wave bigger and bigger with the channel.
Almost. Well, you should check this with Ray as well, our tech man over here. But there's different waves. So you've got shorter and longer waves, and the range of the wave will vary with how short it is. So if you get shortwave radio, it's more local, and long wave, you can pick up radio. Do you want to grab one of those?
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, can I take one too?
Go for it. Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go. See, that's a massive bonus from being here. Okay. So yeah, you're right. So there's different waves that come from different places. So you can actually tune in to radio from hundreds or even thousands of miles away. Good munching. So the Munchcast continues, and what was I think kind of interesting, because you haven't actually, I guess, played with a radio before. Not many people do, because everything's online and click and
saying
find
about waves, I know a very dangerous type of wave, a tsunami.
A tsunami, that is pretty dangerous. Well, we haven't seen one of those before, thankfully. But
And good that Mummy lives high on a hill.
True. Yeah, I don't think there's been, but you can have floods in Budapest. That happened
only
a long
if you're
time ago.
next to a river.
Yeah.
We're not next to a river.
So there's no big waves, only radio waves, no big water waves. That's a good point. But so you want to play with the radio? It's quite fun, isn't it? And it's just a quick serious moment. But the reason for that is that those radios are being given to kids, or not just children, but people in Ukraine, where they may not have great access to Wi-Fi or 4G, and it's easier therefore to pick up radio signals. You saw how it was. You just plug it in, turn the dial, and you can at least hear radio and music. And so there's a big box of those that we've sent now, and a friend of ours in the UK bought them and had them sent over. So that's cool. So hopefully there's kids who are having a tough time in Ukraine, right? So they can at least have something, they can listen to something, and that's hopefully has a positive impact in the challenging situation. But we talked a bit about, and maybe we won't go into that subject so much now, but we did talk a bit about the Ukraine situation, and you guys were very kind and volunteering and helping some of the children and talk to them and play with them, and I think that was important. So, whilst you munch, have you got a question for me?
Yeah.
Go on.
Do you like to play chess?
Do I like to play chess? I do like to play chess. I'm not particularly good. I'd love to be much better.
Because I remember when we were in Oxford in England, and I beat you for the first time, and you were quite
I was sulking. Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't deal with that. Are you kidding? Thanks for bringing that up, and everyone can hear that. Obviously, I wasn't concentrating. I had a terrible headache, and I was doing 5 things at once.
No.
No, he's just embarrassed that he lost.
Actually, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed at all. I think that was totally legit. That was good effort. Yeah, because that maybe that's your Hungarian heritage.
You don't always win.
No, you can't always win things. That's life. But on the chess front, yes, because Hungary is very good.
Yeah.
It's got a good history of chess, right? So, the Polgar sisters, for example, very famous. They were. Well, one of them was a master, and she beat Garry Kasparov.
Just saying. Mm-hmm. My mum's brother, when he was 5, beaten in chess 5 professional grown-ups.
Within 7.
A 7. Yeah, I think that's right, actually.
Martin is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he got disappointed when Anders won.
No, but he let me win because
I think
because Alona said, "Come on, Anders, just play one game against him." And then Martin said, because Martin didn't want to play against me, he just let me win it. And then I said, and then I pretended like I knew that he was playing easy. Like he gave me all his pieces. I knew. So I pretended that I was happy and I said, yay, Alona, I won.
So what's your best move in chess?
I have quite a good opening.
Go on.
One of my openings is, it's called an Indian opening.
Right.
Professionals would probably use a French opening, but I don't know the French opening very well, so I would use the Indian. So the Indian, on a setup, can you imagine a setup in your head?
I can totally imagine it.
You move a pawn in front of your queen only one block forward. So that would be on... Where?
So F7 or something. I can't remember the numbers of the board.
That would be on A7.
Okay.
Well,
we could actually have a chessboard in front of us, but just tell us the concept rather than sort of the micro details. So the idea is it's a protective move. It's a solid start, isn't it?
In front of queen, the pawn goes one block forward.
Yeah.
Then the horse that is next to the king's side, on the king's side that way.
Got it.
So on the right side horse, it goes, it goes L shape. It goes to the left side the L shape. So 1, 2, 1.
Got it.
So left side. Then you move the pawn next to it, so that it's next to the horse.
Yeah.
In a line.
So you create a sort of a little defensive line, right? Got it.
Then you move your bishop behind the horse, so that it's protecting the horse if something takes it.
Got it.
And then in between all these moves, of course, either white moves or black. It depends on which team you are on. And then if the white or black has already moved, it's your turn, and then you do a castle move. So with the king and the rook, you'd swap.
Cool.
That's the Indian move.
Indian move, very good.
Opening.
All right. And Annabelle, what's your favourite thing to do? So Anders likes chess. He asked me about that.
I like snakes and ladders, ballet, gymnastics.
Yeah.
I kind of like football.
You do? That's good.
And I like chess club.
Excellent. Well, football's cool, and actually, the football's a good thing that all girls and boys can play. It's really it's fun, isn't it? And you play a little team. So does Annabelle? Do you play on the same team as Anders, or you play separately?
How do you mean?
Because you play for a little team here, don't you?
Yeah, but Annabelle doesn't.
So Annabelle, tell us about where you play. Do you play football after school sometimes, don't you, or at school?
Oh, I don't play at school.
No?
She just likes it.
Okay, well that's great. We've played quite a bit ourselves, and you usually beat me. Okay, and what other sports do you like? Well, sorry, you're eating. Oh, good. Yes.
I do not like being taught in swimming on Wednesday. Oh, I really don't like that.
And what other sports do you like?
I also like swimming. I don't like to be taught to swim because in school we get taught a very funny way. I mean, I like it, but not as much. Like
maybe your teachers hear you here, by the way. They might hear you. It's teasing us. That's fine. Okay.
I like swimming more when I'm not getting taught, when I'm just swimming around and all that. And if I would be taught, I'd rather be taught by you or not really a swimming teacher.
Well, I'm not a brilliant swimmer. I'm perfectly capable, but I think these swimming teachers know more.
I got taught by Mr. Bell. All we did was playing games.
But learning through games is cool, don't you think?
Like it's called fishy, fishy, fishy. Come swim in my sea. Those are what the sharkies say. And then the fishies say, sharky, 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 you won't catch me. And then we run. And if we run or we swim, he only can tag our foot, any part if we swim.
It's like playing tag. So playing tag and pool.
In the water, he can tag our heads, and we'll be a shark.
Okay, I've got an idea. I'm going to ask you because sometimes in interviews when people ask rapid fire questions, so quick questions, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, both of you answer, and just see. So short answers, okay?
Okay.
Annabelle, what's your favourite colour?
Blue, red, green, pink.
One colour.
Maybe red.
Red. Anders, what's your favourite colour?
Pink, but a special type. So, neon pink, but if it's not neon pink, then my favourite colour would be blue.
Okay. Annabelle, what's your favourite animal?
I don't have a favorite. But the only animal I hate, mosquito, tiger mosquito.
Fair enough. Anders, what's your favourite animal?
A green basilisk, / Jesus Christ lizard, which lots of people would probably call it.
Okay.
And another one is a Bengal tiger, and that's like Yakul's top favourite.
Okay.
And I also quite like that. And
You only pick one.
okay, then basilisk.
So the little lizard, and that's the one that runs across water, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Annabelle, what country that you visited, excluding Budapest or Hungary where you live, what's your favourite country to visit?
London and England and wherever my family is.
Sweet. Anders, what's the favourite, maybe not just country, what's the favourite city or country or place that you've visited outside of Hungary where you live?
Well, it depends. For skiing, Sweden and Austria are quite good places to ski in. But for But for like holidays, like when it's a warm time, I like going to Croatia, Serbia. Those places are good.
Croatia was so good.
Okay.
We even have mini
Short
discos.
answers. Remember, rapid fire. Okay. You can elaborate on them later. Annabelle, which person would you like to be like when you're older? So maybe who's your inspiration? Which character can you think of?
I don't know yet.
It could be real or fictional. Any person.
Pippi Longstocking.
Very good. That's a good call. Anders?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Fair dues. Anders, why do you want to be like Spider-Man?
He's fit.
He's fit. He's certainly very
And
fit.
And I'm also fit, and we're similar.
Really? But you can't shoot web out of your hands.
No, but we're both fit.
Okay. And Annabelle, why do you like Pippi Longstocking?
Because she's strong and she lives all by herself and policemen don't have to take her to kids' houses.
Would you like to be like Pippi Longstocking and live on your own with
No.
What's the monkey called? Captain Nelson.
Not Captain.
Oh, Mr. Nelson, sorry.
Yes.
Mr. Nelson. So would you like to live in a house with Mr. Nelson?
Yeah, and her horse.
And the horse.
And you. But
Annabelle, do you want to be so strong they can lift a horse with one hand? You want to be that strong?
That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
yeah, but Pippi Longstocking.
Okay, so tell me, I've got a few more questions, rapid fire. Annabelle,
Yeah.
what's your favourite film?
I like. There's a film of Pippi Longstocking.
Film of Pippi Longstocking. Okay, there's a theme emerging here. Okay, fair enough. Which one? Actually, can I grab that? Have you finished with that one?
Yeah.
I'm also finished.
Really?
Sure,
Okay,
you
let me
can
gobble it. Oh, no, waste it. Okay, so Pippi Longstocking, Annabelle. And Anders, what's your favourite film?
James Bond.
Yeah, James Bond, Indiana Jones. But obviously because Spider-Man. Yeah, like Spider-Man's one of them, definitely. And I like Avengers. But, Avengers is a small group of Marvel. Marvel stands for
Marvel,
really
yeah.
big. DC is actually inside Marvel, but it's a group of people. And Avengers is a team inside Marvel. So Marvel is the whole thing. And Spider-Man's the coolest.
Okay, Annabelle, what's your favourite place to visit in Budapest?
I don't have one.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah, but I don't have one.
Okay, Anders, what's your favourite place? You think of one spontaneously. Don't overthink it.
You just asked this question.
In Budapest.
Oh, in Budapest. I don't know. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's It's a castle that, the other house that we used to live in. In that house, we lived next to a castle, quite a close one. Close to a castle.
So the castle district in central Budapest. Yeah. It's the royal palace, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very beautiful, isn't it? And tell me, can you think of a famous Hungarian character that inspires you?
Petőfi Sándor.
And who was Petőfi Sándor? Can you remember?
He's
Oh,
a
can I
person
change
who
my answer?
makes music.
No, he wrote poems, but can I change my answer?
Sure.
I'd rather choose Ákos, we called him. Yes, Ákos. He's a really good chess player, remember?
Ah, okay. I meant as of a figure that people would know. Ákos is a very good chess player, correct. But I think more of a historical figure that everybody, or not, but a lot of
But
people
he's
would
good,
recognise.
so people would probably know him.
Well, let's stick with Petőfi Sándor, that's a character. But Ákos, yes, I agree, is an interesting chap. And tell me about Petőfi Sándor, because I don't know much about Petőfi Sándor.
Well, he writes poems. I know some of his poems, the names.
And Amaki.
So there is one which is called Anya Aranytyúkja, or I can't remember very well, but something like that. It's like either mum's chicken or gold chicken, I can't remember.
It's Aranyos is golden, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so he writes poems. And there's even a Hungarian celebration on 15th of March.
Yes.
Petőfi Sándor, he stopped, or not stopped the whole war, but he made a celebration for the Hungarians because they survived the war.
Right. So you'd see him as a positive historical character. Okay, that's interesting, because he is very celebrated. And if I remember rightly, that you had to learn a little phrase or something. Give us a little bit of your Hungarian.
I'll just do one paragraph just quickly.
Go for it.
Talpra magyar hia haza, itt az idő most volt. Soha a magyarok Istenére esküszünk, hogy rabok tovább nem leszünk. So that's one little paragraph.
Got it.
I know a tiny bit of my song. Fölvitéd a kacsatára. I don't know.
That's cool. Well, you know what? You both know a lot more than me. Annabelle, put your hands down, Mikey, because I can't see your face if you put your hands up. I want to see your little face. Okay, cool. Well, that's good. So you've definitely got, and as I can tell, your Hungarian sounds pretty good to me. But you don't like speaking Hungarian with me, do you? Do you think? I try.
Yeah, because your accent is very, I don't know why, but it makes me
talk
feel
in
weird.
Hungarian with Daddy, and he'll show how bad his accent is.
Really? So you've got the disclosure of the terrible haircut and the bad Hungarian. I'm not quite sure that's a good combination, but I will say that for another time. So.
No, Hungarian, please.
Okay, men beszélünk magyarul most. Anders?
It's so weird.
Nem vicces.
Actually, let's talk in Russian now.
You can do that
Well,
as well.
talking about languages,
So which is your favourite language? So if you could imagine a language that you don't speak right now, so if you could learn any language that you don't understand or don't know anything about right now, which language would that
Portuguese.
be? Portuguese. Good call.
I was just about to say that.
Okay.
You read my mind.
No, Portuguese is cool. And you choose Portuguese as well?
Angola.
Angola.
Angolian.
No, actually, they speak Portuguese in Angola. I don't.
What about?
No, I can't speak. I can speak Italian a bit, but not much. No Portuguese. And so, okay. So imagine going to. If you speak Portuguese, you could go to Brazil. That'd be
Yeah.
quite cool.
Paraguay.
Well, no, Paraguay is Spanish. Now, if you, Ray, for example, went to Brazil to work on a rainforest project, and that's a subject I want to talk about with you two as well, actually, because he was, and he's no doubt talked about that in the past, but saving rainforests and trying to get people to, not use much plastic. Maybe you want to talk a bit about what people are talking, what they're saying at school. Hang on a second. So at school, I think there's been a lot of discussion about being ecological, not using too much plastic, recycling. Annabelle, do you want to tell us what they're telling you at school about that sort of thing?
No, I want to tell you something else. Like,
Well, hold that thought. We can come back to it. Anders, what about the recycling? Because I think it's an important thing, and I know you both care about nature, and that's something that we've talked a bit about.
We have a compost. We try to use very little plastic. I mean, we're not very good at it, but we try to use as least non-eco things as we can. So if we have something, for example, like paper, but it's like already cut out and really ugly, we try to make something out of it.
Cool, so it's upcycling, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. And because I remember some projects that you've been doing at school of that nature. Just tell me about, what's the best upcycling project that you can think of? You made something out of something.
We've made robots out of things that we found in bins.
Amazing. And do you want to tell us a bit more about that, actually? Because that's a really cool project.
So this was on World Book Day when this happened. We read a book about a robot who learned to survive in the wild because it was
Robot Rose.
Yes, Robot Rose. And it was in a box sailing through the sea, and it fell out of it. Yeah, there were 5 of them.
And the 5 of them, only one of them survived.
So one cracked when it hit this shore. The other cracked when it hit the shore. The third cracked when it hit the shore. The fourth cracked when it hit the shore. The fifth survived when it hit the shore. And then Robot Roz, her name was Roz, she came out and she ran and tried to find a hiding spot and all that. And
then she tries to survive on the island.
Yes. And she learns lessons in each chapter. And on one of the last chapters, it's like she climbs into a tree and then a squirrel...
And she has different...
Wait.
disguise.
And she climbs into a tree. A squirrel throws coconuts, or not coconuts, but these small nuts, onto her head. Conkers and all there is. And then she fell, and a branch fell on top of her. Then she saw a stick bug crawling on her, and that gave her the experience of disguising. Because she was so scared that she ran into a cave. Then she saw a bear, so then she ran out, and then she laid on the ground, and then she covered herself, and the bear didn't see her. So she could, disguise everywhere.
So do you think robots are good or bad, Annabelle?
Depends.
Good and bad, because they're also made out of plastic sometimes and glass. And if an animal breaks a robot, the robot is metal and it will hurt the animal. So, and it depends on what type of robot.
Well, that's fair enough.
If the robot is coming to chop down the trees for the human, then that's a bad robot.
Yes, I mean, unfortunately, we humans do need to use wood, but I think it's a good answer that robots, some are good, some are bad. Anders, what do you think?
I think there's this video game called Fortnite. In the new season that just came out now, there's a doctor and he's half robot, half human, and there's 3 copies of him exactly the same, and they try to kill you.
That's not very good.
I know.
So those are bad robots?
Yes.
Yeah, they sound pretty
Fortnite,
terrible robots.
Those robots in that new season are quite evil.
Right, okay. All right, well, we've established that robots, they have some good purposes, like making things maybe a bit more efficient, not wasting so much stuff. But potentially there's some bad robots out there, but hopefully not too many of them.
Not in Hungary.
Well, hopefully not. We'll see. Now, talking of robots, and it does make me think of something that you like to do, Anders and Annabelle. Beatboxing.
Oh.
Yeah. So we have a little shift. Because the reason it shows you how my sort of one's brain works. So I was thinking robots, and I suddenly thought about funny speech and communication.
Beatbox robot.
Maybe. Who knows? It's strange associations.
I don't know how, but...
All right.
Just...
Why don't you give a little bit of beatbox for 10 seconds?
No, it's
Go on.
embarrassing.
Why is it embarrassing? Go on, give it a shot.
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Nice. There we go. Uncle Annabelle, do you want to give it a shot?
No.
Why do you like beatboxing, Anders?
And he thinks it's cool.
Well, it is cool.
I didn't actually know that it's called beatbox until I made it up.
Well,
So I didn't actually know it already exists.
is it popular? Do your friends like beatboxing?
Yeah, so when I was in kindergarten, I was like 3-4 years old. And, you know, Curious Cats and Playful Puppies, there was this guy called Oliver. And then he told me he was just doing this. Papa, papa. And I said, what are you doing? And then he said, and he didn't know what it was called. He said, just doing something. And he didn't know what it was called, so he just said that. And then I said, I want to learn. So I practiced at home. I go like, Papa. And say, that doesn't sound so good. And then I made up my own, also went like, and I said, that sounds a lot better than Papa. And then I added my own words, so I went like, oh. And I said, well, what if I add that in? And then just randomly somehow just start beatboxing. Somehow, I don't know how.
Well, maybe go to a beatbox competition, actually. That would be quite fun, wouldn't it? I'm sure Ray can do some beatboxing. Maybe that's something you can ask him later. Yeah?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. And what about dancing? Because you like to dance.
I do not like to dance.
You don't like to dance?
You like ballet?
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah,
Would you sit on the
That's
chair?
dancing.
Sit properly on the chair, would you? Okay. So what dancing do you like to do, Annabelle? Let's talk about your dancing.
ballet.
Mm-hmm.
Only type of dance.
And why do you like to do ballet? What do you like about ballet?
Because I can. It's kind
Have you found
of
something interesting on your nail there?
Something interesting.
Yes.
But it's for me personal.
Ballet.
Yeah, but I'm not telling.
Okay, fair enough. That's okay. I mean, some things are personal. You don't have to share everything.
I like dancing. I like break dancing.
Really?
Do you want to show some?
I can't do actual break dancing. I only know one move. You know, when you sit down and then you lift your body up and you.
Yeah, you
spin
showed me that
around.
the other day. That was
Like
that was cool.
You hold your hands here and then your legs spin around your body on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that.
What's that called? Oof. Producer, what's that called? That move?
So.
When you're there, and then you spin your legs. So basically, you support yourself on your hands, and you spin your
Daddy?
legs around the floor. We'll have to
Daddy?
check that out. Because you'll need to. If you're going to talk about it next time, maybe you can know what the move is called.
Daddy,
Yes,
can't Anders show some of his breakdancing
Well, we
on
might
the
then knock all
floor?
the croissants and stuff everywhere. So that's something to be a bit careful about. But next time, and maybe even make a little video out of it. But I think breakdancing is pretty cool. Do you think it's a good way to express yourself?
Yeah.
And what do you think breakdancers are trying to express when they do?
I think they're trying to just do some dancing. They want to skip around on the dance floor. You know, a phrase that break dancers sometimes use. They say, "Hit that dance floor."
Right, but but that's just a sort of encouragement for people to get down with it. And do you think why do people dance, Annabelle? Why do people dance? Do you think, just generally?
For fun?
Right, absolutely, perfectly
To make them
legitimate.
feel better.
Right, that's I'm sure part of it. And do you think it's about expression?
Yeah.
What do you think people are expressing when they dance?
You read my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, is expression a good word to use? And you just said it. So you read my mind.
And how would you express yourself?
Well, dancing, I guess.
Okay, and how else? I mean, would you express yourself through? Do you like to express yourself through painting and drawing
Yeah.
and
You read my
writing
mind.
stuff?
You read my mind again.
Mm-hmm. So how do you like to express yourself?
Wait, say something. I want to see. I'm gonna think of something.
Breakdancing.
So I'm gonna think of a. So this is a different topic now.
Okay.
We're
done with self-expression. Tick that
I'm
box.
gonna think of a fruit, and between there's gonna be 5 fruits I'm gonna choose out of. It's gonna be strawberry, pineapple, an apple, a mango, or a banana. And I'm gonna choose one. And if you get it correct, that means you mind reading me. So I'm gonna choose a
Strawberry.
No, I'm not done yet.
Okay. So it can't be strawberry now. Ready? You only got 4 options to choose from.
Okay,
now.
got it.
I think you chose mango.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, again.
I'm a mind reader. Well, I knew that.
Again.
Okay. So you've, from those 5.
Yeah.
Apple.
No, strawberry.
I knew it!
No.
I knew it, Anders. I knew it.
Okay. Very good.
Ask me.
All right. So you've got, was it strawberry, mango,
No, I need
apple,
my
banana?
ones.
Okay.
I have
And
blueberry,
pineapple.
blackberry, raspberry, and strawberry, and apple.
Have you chosen?
Mm-hmm.
Strawberry.
No, blackberry.
Okay, I failed again. All right, it's not as good as I thought I was. Okay, so if you could invent something, what would you invent?
I would invent a teleporter.
Really?
Yes,
Okay, that's pretty cool. Why do you want to invent a teleporter?
because this happens to all the bad people. When bad people chop down at least one tree, they'll be teleported into a new galaxy.
So people chopping down trees get teleported into a new galaxy. I see. Okay. Well, that's fair enough. So, you're definitely a big fan of nature, Annabelle. I know that. That's cool. Anders, what would you you've You could invent anything. Maybe you've got some inventions already.
I've already invented an egg machine.
The egg machine. Tell us
The
about
real
that.
name is called, let me think, the Eggy Peggy Wheels.
Eggy Peggy Wheels. Okay, tell us about the Eggy Peggy Wheels.
The Eggy Peggy Wheels is a type of car that's the shape of an egg. And it can...
Eggy wheel.
It has different... Each person can choose the style of it.
Okay.
So it's like a circle. And it has glass on the top to finish the egg. Or at the top part. So it's a semicircle at the bottom as a car to drive its tiger stripes. Zzz. And then the top part is a glass. And the steering wheel, you can choose the shape of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it has 3 types of beeping. One is a snorting, one is a car beeping, and the third one is I forgot, I think, it's like a frog, so it's like the, so and you can also change the pitch. And then,
So this is like a surreal vehicle.
yeah, and it can go 300 kilometers per hour.
So it's a fast surreal.
So if you're using
vehicle.
kilometers, the limit is 300. But if you want to go even faster, then you'd use miles, and it can go 350 miles kilometer per hour.
Okay.
And if you want to go to slow, you pull back to the slow gear and then to that side. That'll be slow. If you pull it back and that side, then that's how you'd like brake at the same time as when you would like to turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're braking when you're just going for straight, then you just push with your feet. And then to go gas, you push with your feet.
So why do you think the world needs an Eggy Peggy mobile?
It's not Eggy Peggy Mobile. It's Eggy Peggy Wheels.
That's right, Eggy Peggy Wheels. Forgive me. And so why does the world need that invention?
I don't know. I just like it. It's cool.
Fair enough.
But it's not. I didn't finish.
Okay.
It also has wings, and it can also transform into a submarine when it goes underwater. It has a hologram, so in front of the steering wheel here has a hologram of a map where you want to go anywhere in the world. And then if you just go like this, so So with 2 fingers down and knock, 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 then it would go away, your hologram. And if you want it back, you just click a button down here, and then it would come back up.
And what? Okay. So that's a mixture between an eggmobile with an iPad and a teleporter.
Yeah.
That's?
And it can also teleport.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you and Annabelle, the
And it
teleport
can
things.
climb. It has eagle legs.
I can do everything now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there's more functionality. Do you have to pay more for each of those extra functions that you get?
No, I get it for free.
But if you're going to make it and sell it,
No, because I'm gonna ask the shopkeepers to give it to me for free because I might give it to them.
you've lost me. Anyway, all right. We need to work on the business model a little bit. What do you think is the most important thing about people, Annabelle? What's the most important thing that people should be or do?
They should be
Grow
kind.
plants instead of houses and be like monkeys.
Right.
And some monkeys are in your family. Maybe you're killing some of your family.
So, okay, so you think we should be more like, basically like animals or, more natural?
Yeah.
Is that's what I'm hearing? Yeah, I think that's a good aspiration. Anders, what would you say? What's your answer to how
They should
humans
be kind, and they should feel that they're part of everything. Because if you feel out of something or you're not being part of it, it could offend someone, or they could be quite sad. Should be kind. So if someone makes you some food and you don't like it, you should still try and eat it, or someone could be very sad.
So
And you should also try and grow plants. You try to be eco, and actually, basically, in a way, it's not actually very true, but in a way, humans started as monkeys. Like, kind of everyone is your family.
Yeah, and monkeys made you.
Because everyone is kind of a monkey, so you kind of are family with everybody.
So all human beings are basically part of one big family. I think that's a very nice thought.
kind of.
I think that's absolutely right. And so therefore, what I'm hearing from you both is that you should do your best to be kind to people and not offend them. And it could be from simple things like eating the food that's provided, but certainly not saying mean things. And I think that's a good message, isn't it? And maybe that's something we can, it's probably time to finish up on that note, because I think we've covered lots of different subjects.
Yeah.
From things you like, how people should be, to beatboxing, to Daddy's funny haircut, to having some
Toilet humor.
Clearly the most important of all these
And
things, and
some
pranks.
pranks.
Yeah.
And last one is the jokes.
And jokes.
I have some good jokes. I have a really good one.
Okay, do you want to wrap it up with a joke? And then I think we're out of time.
Emma, please don't answer because you know it.
Fine.
Make it good, Anders. This is the closing
It's
one.
a really good joke. Or
All right.
maybe I already told you, but it's a really long one and it all connects.
Yeah.
Should we go for a short joke?
No, please. It's really
All
good.
right,
Yes,
okay,
I
go.
don't really know this joke.
But Emma, don't answer. It's for Daddy.
Fine.
So, the 301 bricks on the aeroplane and one brick falls off. How many bricks are left?
I know.
300.
Yes.
Fine.
Then, how do you put
Elephant.
a giraffe into the fridge?
I know.
How do you put it? You have to squish him in pretty hard.
Yeah, how do you put the elephant in the fridge?
You've got to take the giraffe out.
Yeah.
And put the elephant in.
Okay, yeah, right.
There wasn't animal parade. Which animal didn't come?
Elephant.
Yeah.
Because
Now
the elephant is
don't
not
answer the last one. You can't answer the last one. Then after the parade, there was a fruit tree and the fruit fell off. Why did the fruit fall off?
I know.
Don't answer.
I don't know, why did the fruit fall out off the tree?
The brick
Because the
fell.
brick hit the fruit. That fell from the aeroplane.
Okay. That's quite obscure, but I like
It all
it.
connects.
It all connects. At least it wasn't toilet humour. It was more surreal humour.
I have another one.
Okay.
Knock, knock.
Last one. Who's there?
Mercy book.
Mercy book.
Mercy book who?
Ah, you're welcome.
Ah, now that's a good one to wrap
You
up.
know why you get it because in French, merci beaucoup means thank you very much, and you can say you're welcome.
Well, on that note, thank you both. Merci beaucoup for coming on the Munchcast.
Merci
this Sunday.
beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.